Hello and welcome to this point here. So I would actually want us to check on one of the biggest properties of index plus match function. So the biggest thing that the index plus match function can actually do is left lookup. What do we actually mean by left lookup? Left lookup is a point where you can actually be having a lookup value on this array here, and you would actually want to return whatever is on the left. And you can actually check that these subjects here are actually to the right, but this one here is actually to the left. So you can now return the name. So you can be given the math score to be 54, and you have been asked to return the name of the student, which is actually equivalent to Ben. So the only function that can actually do this is the XLOOKUP. So XLOOKUP can actually look to the left, and also the index plus match function can also look to the left. The VLOOKUP cannot look to the left. So you cannot use the VLOOKUP in this point here in a case where you have the mathematics score or any other given score here, and you actually want to return the name. No, the VLOOKUP does not actually do that. The VLOOKUP only looks to the right. So for the VLOOKUP, you have to get the name so that you can now obtain whatever is on the right. So with the VLOOKUP, you cannot go to the left. So there is no left lookup. But with the index plus match and the XLOOKUP, you can actually solve that problem. So you can actually get yourself to the left. Let's now see how we can use the index plus match function to obtain the name of the student whose mathematics score is equivalent to 54. My array here is actually very small, and you can actually check that the name is equivalent to Ben. So let's now use the index plus match function to come up with that name, Ben. So before we actually do continue, I would actually urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also follow me on my X account here so that you can build one of the biggest platforms on data analytics. So that's it. Now let's actually use the index plus match function. So it's equivalent to index open. So what are you returning in this point here? So for the names, the array is actually on this case here. So index H11 to H16, that's where I have the names array, comma. So we are matching that name, yes, with the lookup value. My lookup value is actually the mathematics score, which is actually on H20. And that mathematics score on H20, yes, actually comes from this array here for mathematics. So the mathematics array is actually I11 to I16. So the lookup value is actually 54. And the lookup array is actually I11 to I16. Remember, the lookup array is where the lookup value comes from. So 54 actually comes from this array here, comma. It will ask you, are you obtaining the approximate match, which is actually the less than, greater than, or the exact match? In my case, I'm obtaining the exact match. So double click on that 0 there. Then you close the match function. Yes, the first bracket is actually the match function. Remember, we actually do have two functions here, the index function and the match function. So you have already closed the match function. So close again the index function like that. Hit enter on the keyboard. Now you can actually check that the name is equivalent to Ben. So we have actually done the left lookup. So here is the score for the mathematics, which is actually equivalent to 54, and the name is equivalent to Ben. So we have gone to the left. So that is left lookup. We can also change this score here to be equivalent to 70. So hit enter like that. Now you can actually check that we do have a name equivalent to Victor. Now, I would also want us to obtain the name, given that the subject is equivalent to science and the score there is 71. So the name of the student who actually scored 71 in science is actually Ben. So this is actually the array for science, and the score for 71 in science is actually here. So the name of the student must actually be Ben. So I would actually want us to use the index plus match function so that we can actually come up with that. So before we actually continue, I will actually bring you to this point here. And in this case, you can actually check that I do have many courses on Microsoft Excel, and I will actually get you the access for these courses for just $100. So $100 will actually get you the access for these courses on my Google Drive account, because my website is actually on hold. But when the website is actually back, you won't actually lose that access to the courses. So $100 getting you courses worth $945. So all those courses actually go at $945 after a discount. So getting them at $100 is the biggest bargain. On this end too, you can also check that I will be accepting the projects from your end. If you have a project that actually runs monthly, then you will have to subscribe to a monthly retainer. In this monthly retainer, we actually do everything. That's a cloud in Excel prompting, dashboards and charts, automation, pivot tables and models, Power BI, financial forecast, templates management, everything per month, $550. And for the one-time task, let's say for example, for the AI-powered dashboard designs, it is actually $150. AI data analysis and insights, $200. AI automation and smart macros, $250. AI enhanced Power BI reports, $300. The prices are actually good. And on this other end too, you can check that I will be designing for you the templates and also managing it for you. So I can design the template and manage it for you, so that at the end of every month you will have to pay $50. So that's a very good deal. You can also get the one-time templates, let's say the ultimate business dashboard templates, templates on personal finance and budget trackers, templates on inventory management systems, templates on AI-powered reporting, templates on HR and payroll, templates on sales performance trackers. So that's all that you get. And you can actually communicate to me via this email here, so that you can talk on the courses, the projects, and the templates. So let's now obtain the name of a student who actually scored 71 in science. So the name of the student who actually scored 71 in science. So I can just erase that like that and remove that. On this point, it will be 71. 71. So let's actually go. So is equivalent to index. Yes. Then you actually open it. It will ask you for the array. So in this point here, we would actually want to return the names. So this is actually the array where we do have the names, just like that, comma, match. Then you open. It will ask you for the lookup value. So in this point here, our lookup value is actually 71, and that 71 is actually in the sans array. And where do we have the sans array? Sans array is actually located from L11 all the way to L16, comma, it will ask you, are you obtaining the approximate match, which is actually the less than or greater than, or are you obtaining the exact match? In my case, I'm obtaining the exact match. Double click on it like that. Then you close the match function. Remember, we have two functions here. After closing the match function, you also have to close the index function. Hit enter on the keyboard. Now you can actually check that for a score equivalent to 71, the name will be equivalent to Ben. So I want us to change this 71 to be equivalent to 70. Hit enter on the keyboard. Now you can actually check that the name is Nick. So a sans score of 70, yes, belongs to a student whose name is Nick. So basically that's how you can do left lookup on index plus match.